What's up, guys? Welcome to San Diego Pod. Today, I have a special guest in the stem cell world named Ryan Alling, not Ailing, like a lot of people, probably most people think. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, what we do is we help ailing people.
There you go.
That's
okay.
what we do. Yeah.
How many times have you said
we
that
help
one?
the ailing. That was actually the first time.
Really?
Yeah. I don't rehearse any jokes. I just let it rip.
Yeah, we got to put that on a T-shirt or something.
Yeah.
So Ryan, tell everybody a little bit about you and luxury stem cells.
Yeah. So basically, I've had a pretty long journey when it comes to regenerative and naturopathic medicine. So it started out, I was sick at a young age, and typically the medical system in the U.S. doesn't get to the root cause of disease. So I was having dermatitis. I was always sick, had stomach issues, and it turned out that it was food allergies. So I was basically connected with this good naturopathic doctor who did a micronutrient panel where they basically look at all the micronutrients in your body, where you're deficient, and then also a food allergy panel. So it turned out to be food allergies. So that's kind of where I started this journey into longevity, anti-aging, and biohacking. And then from there, I just got, more involved, did more self-experiments.
Yeah.
And then eventually I was fortunate enough to be connected with some doctors in Mexico that I've been working with for a while. And we do stem cells, a bunch of different stuff in Mexico. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Dude, that's what's up. And, whenever you see things being regulated like that, there's some fuckery going on. Like,
oh, yeah.
We know how the United States operates when it comes to anywhere that money can be made.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, on the opposite side of the coin, there is a lot of money being made by big pharma because they don't heal the disease. So people are basically turned into a perpetual income stream
Customers
of drugs that they can't get off. And it's not even addressing the root cause of the disease, which is usually inflammation. So they're not even really addressing the root cause. They're just capitalizing off the people.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to just go back. You had mentioned that you had like some food allergies. Mm-hmm. Was it gluten kind of related?
Yeah, it was gluten, dairy. The first time I did it, gluten, dairy. Watermelon was actually the thing I was most allergic to.
Weird.
But your food allergies change every so often. So I got tested again a couple years ago. It's good to get tested every 5 to 10 years because as you eat certain foods, you can become more predisposed to those allergens.
Yeah.
So now I'm not allergic to watermelon. I can eat it.
That's crazy.
But gluten is still there. And it's weird. Another thing I'm allergic to now is tuna. And I was eating a ton of sushi. Almonds was another. And, the same symptoms came back. The inflammation, the dermatitis, the stomach upset. So I was like, all right, it's time to get retested. So I did.
Nice.
And then I also got my dog tested too. So,
nice.
So we're both locked in.
You guys are like pumping stem cells together.
Everything, man.
That's funny. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So the reason why I ask is when I was a kid, they told me that I had celiacs, mm-hmm. right? And that was kind of new when I came out. Like nobody knew what gluten-free was back then. But whenever I had gluten, dude, it would kill me. I mean, we went years of like, why is this kid's stomach killing him? And then finally my aunt or somebody had heard about gluten-free. So we tried it. Magically, I started getting better, right?
Yeah, that's amazing.
So, dude, and it was bad. It was like, even if I would have a hot dog, like just the meat, they have fillers in them.
Oh yeah, everything does.
Yeah, and my day would be over. Like I'd be in bed. I would not go anywhere. It was like some of the worst pain until this is from when I was probably 11 or 12 years old to when I was like 17, I went on a school trip. We went to England, right? So we raised all this money. We go to England and we're over there. And I don't know if you've been to England, but the food is terrible. The food's like super bland.
Yeah.
Well, they have Pizza Hut there too. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to Pizza Hut. I'm going to get a big box of pizza. I'm going to eat it and I'm going to go to sleep, right? That's what I did. And I was like waiting for it to hurt. Nothing. If this had been 3 weeks before in the States, I promise you, it would have put me down. So I don't know what it was about going there. I don't know if it's the different.
Well, it's the way that the bread is made here. There's a lot of things added into the bread in the U.S. that isn't in the bread in Europe. So it's same thing with Mexico. The food is a lot. It's a lot more. Even though it is highly processed, there's a lot less additives in most countries in the world The U.S. is very different. There's tons of additives to extend the shelf life, to change colors, to make things more fluffy, more crunchy. Because the way that we consume food, these things make us consume the food more.
Right.
But I mean, now with RFK in office, a lot of these things are changing.
Yeah.
A lot of the big companies are eliminating these poisonous food dyes and preservatives. Yeah. And I think most of the problems that we have in America comes from the food.
Yeah.
Like there's preservatives that have been shown to turn male frogs female. If you leave them in a bucket of the preservatives, they switch genders. Crazy. and we're drinking and eating this stuff every day, and you wonder why men have such low testosterone and everyone's soft these days.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Yeah, it's an epidemic, and big food is going down.
But it didn't bother me after I got back. It was like something switched in my gut.
Oh,
gut biome or
so
something.
When you got back to the U.S., you could eat bread again?
There was never a time after that where I had that issue. Wow. But I'm telling you, bro, it was something about being over there. Maybe I ate something that changed the way my gut, I don't know, but.
Yeah, well, like I said, your allergies do change over the years, so it could have just been that.
Dude,
yeah.
Even my doctor, everybody was like, dude, I don't know. Weird, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, okay, so let's talk about luxury stem cells. So you guys are in TJ?
Yeah, so we're in Tijuana. We have multiple locations. So we have an MRI, we have MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, multiple hyperbaric chambers, and then obviously the stem cell business. And we're right in the middle of Tijuana. One of our locations is actually adjacent to the hotel that patients stay in.
Nice.
Because a lot of our patients will be there for, I mean, if it's just a simple joint procedure, they could be out in a couple days. But we treat things like Lyme disease, Alzheimer's, autism, a bunch of different things which require a much longer stay.
Right.
Because they're doing a lot more stem cells and a lot of other things in the protocol, which, everyone's protocol is very different based on what we're treating.
Yeah. So what are the most common, let's talk about you think about people get to 50, 60 years old, all their joints, all things like that start to kind of really hit that limit. Where do you guys come in? How do you guys treat things like that? Or is it more...
Yeah. So for joints, I would say in anti-aging are definitely the most common. So for joints, typically if there's 20% or more soft tissue in the joint, then stem cells are a viable option. They're not a viable option for everyone. Like my dad just got his hip replaced, but he also put it off for 15 years. He was bone on bone. So for people like that, we don't want to waste their time. That's why we want to see MRIs before we do anything, because stem cells are very expensive. We don't want to waste people's time and money. And it's just a good operating principle.
Right. Yeah.
So for the joint procedure, typically, let's say we're treating a shoulder. So we would definitely want to see a shoulder MRI. Depending on what the MRI looks, that's going to determine the amount of stem cells in the shoulder. They're also going to be getting a stem cell IV, which is going to go systemically throughout the body to, basically stem cells are heat-seeking missiles for inflammation. So wherever there's inflammation in the body, they go in there, they start the healing process. There's, exosomes are another biologic that we use in the protocols. And exosomes are basically a byproduct of stem cells. So stem cells secrete exosomes, and exosomes are about 100th of the size of stem cells. So they can actually cross the blood-brain barrier. So for some, they're even more effective at treating some things than stem cells are. But they're very synergistic when used together, because exosomes are responsible for intracellular communication, and they kind of direct stem cells and other vesicles in the body of what to do.
Right.
So those two, another hyperbaric oxygen is another thing that it's in basically every protocol unless there's a medicinal reason for it not to be. And hyperbaric oxygen is you're basically sitting in a chamber that is compressed to, ours are 2.3 to 3 atmospheres. So that's the equivalent of being 60 to 80 feet underwater, and you're breathing in 100% oxygen. So as you and I are sitting here, we're breathing in about 20% oxygen. So the body's being compressed, and then they're breathing in 100% oxygen. So they're being hyperoxygenated. And hyperbaric alone is it's one of the best things for anti-aging. All the top athletes have chambers in their houses.
Dude, that's the thing that I'm like, I know there's something here. I don't fully understand it, which is why I haven't like done it yet. But and you know, there's always
we're gonna get you down to the facility.
Oh no, we'll do it. I and it's not like I don't want to do it with you. I just haven't done it in general.
Yeah. Well, it's in the US you have to get a prescription for it. It's harder to do in the US. It's also more expensive. But there are some good places that aren't medical grade that you can do it. You know, the tent ones, those go down to like 1.3 atmospheres, and you're breathing in a higher concentration of oxygen, but it's not medical grade.
Yeah.
So our machines look like submarines because it's highly compressed and you're breathing in 100% oxygen. So you can't bring a phone in, no electronics.
I'm out. No,
No, we have a TV in there. You can watch
I'm back in.
You can watch a documentary.
So would you say that most illness comes from either lack of oxygen or from inflammation?
Definitely inflammation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the hyperbaric really, you know, having not enough oxygen is very bad for you. Breathing is oxygen is the foundation of life.
Yeah.
So without oxygen, you can't do anything. And, you know, when you don't have enough oxygen, you can't heal your body. So the hyperbaric actually studies show that it can help generate new capillaries and a lot of other things. But when it comes to hyperbaric and stem cells, it helps with stem cell mobilization. So you're helping the stem cells be more effective. And then when you're compressing the body, you're pushing the stem cells into the small capillaries, and you're also hyperoxygenating your body so it can use the stem cells more efficiently.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So if somebody's listening to this and they're dealing with some of the more common things, maybe fatigue, maybe, I don't know, right? Like what do you tell the average person? Like how, I know that you look at MRIs and you try to do
fatigue. I mean, that you got to start with the basics. So you got on the bottom tier, you have nutrition and working out. If people aren't doing those, they're not going to feel good whatsoever.
Yeah.
So those are the most important. Then, you know, eating a diet that agrees with their body is also important. So if you're not doing these basic things, I mean, stem cells will definitely help you, but you got to start at step one.
Yeah.
You know, when you're climbing a ladder, you don't go to the fifth prong right off the bat.
Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, and that I think a lot of people see these things and they think, oh, it's just like an instant cure. Like it allows me to skip other steps.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of why I asked that.
Yeah. That's how it is in America. Everyone wants the pill. Everyone wants the quick fix, but that's just not how the world is. You know, whether we're talking about medicine, success, or anything, there's proven ways to get what you want in life, and the short route is never going to get you there.
Yeah.
So,
another question. How serious are you about your sleep?
Very, very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sleep like a baby every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And blue light?
Blue light?
Bro, we're going to, we're going to have to do another show because I have so many questions that this is going to end up going like a while, but
I can sit here as long as you want.
Yeah. Well, we got another booking after this. Otherwise we would, but so blue light, let's talk about that. You were,
So blue light, honestly, I haven't had blue light blockers in a while, but typically before bed, I'll just read a book. Because reading a book is one, it conditions your subconscious, because right before you go to sleep, your subconscious is very it's very open. So if you're thinking negative things, it's going to affect your dreams, and it's going to affect the way you think the next day. So I like to read positive stuff before I go to sleep every night. Staying off the phone is very important. And then also when you wake up in the morning, it's very important for your circadian rhythm to get natural light in your eyes in the morning.
Yep.
So don't wear sunglasses first thing in the morning, get outside, go for a walk. And that resets your circadian rhythm, so you sleep a lot better.
Yep. Yeah, man. When I look at like the happiest I've ever been, it's when I'm on a schedule. Like I do a certain, like my gym schedule, my work schedule, and my sleep schedule is all the same. When I can get those things like tuned in, and then when I'm not on my phone, an hour before bed and an hour after I wake up, get outside, take the dogs out for a walk, get some sunlight in the eyes. That is 100%. Like for me, that's been the formula that helps me.
Yeah.
I don't do it all the time, but
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, because you want the natural dopamine. You don't want to wake up first thing, start scrolling on social media. I like to practice social media intermittent fasting. So I don't go on until later in the day because you get these false dopamine hits. It's not good for you. You want to get dopamine from doing the right thing every day. So you wake up, you do the hardest thing in the morning. You use your dopamine on that. You're going to be more successful. You're going to be happier. And, deep down, you're going to know that you're doing the right thing every day, which you don't get that cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
A lot of people being unhappy comes from that, because everyone knows what they need to do deep down. They just don't do it every day. And then when you do that over time, you become depressed. Depression is basically your brain telling you you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I saw a thing from Andrew Huberman where he was talking about like phones and video games, and he's like, "Look, these things are hyper focused, and they have scientists that are putting these algorithms together and these little reward dopamine hits. These video games are engineering you to only get dopamine from these. Like you go out and you can't get it from other things in life. So, and then after a while, you don't even really get it from the video game, and then people, he was saying that people commit suicide because of that loop. You know?
Well. There's a reason why the video game industry is bigger than the music and movie industry combined. And it's because of that. And then people spend money in these games too.
Yeah.
And they're addictive. Yeah. I stopped playing video games a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even really watch TV, and we have a projector. We don't have like a full on TV. We have a big projector with a big screen. And that I think we get less blue light from it. I don't know. Maybe not.
Probably.
Because it's I don't know. I guess it does bounce back in your eyes. That's how you see it. But I think blue light and just light in general is huge. What's that doctor? There's a doctor that's been going on a lot of. He's a neurosurgeon. He talks about methylene blue a lot, and he goes on he's been on a bunch of podcasts lately. Older
not
guy.
Sure.
No.
What does he speak about mostly?
He talks a lot about light and methylene blue, and he's a brain surgeon. He started experimenting with methylene blue when he was doing brain surgeries, and he would actually bring people to a point where they could get natural sunlight while their head was open in these surgeries, and apparently it was helping.
Wow.
I'll find the guy, and I'm curious to see what your opinion is on it, but he seems legit.
Light's really important. Yeah, another thing, like red and infrared light are very useful. I have a panel at my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So red light is more. Red light doesn't penetrate as deep, so it's more for like skin and hair and stuff. But infrared penetrates pretty deep, and it can help with muscle recovery and even injuries to some extent.
Yeah.
So you can get a panel with both of those and knock them both out simultaneously.
Yeah. So do you do infrared sauna?
No, I do a normal sauna just because it's at my gym. I do have an infrared sauna at the cryotherapy place I go to.
Yeah.
Real Deal Wellness. But
shout out to JD.
Yeah, JD's my boy.
he's a good dude. We actually bought a bed from him.
Oh, you did?
We have a massive,
Nice.
we bought a California King with the adjustable base and all of that. It's got the vibrate and everything. Dude,
that's amazing.
We spent like a good amount, but I think
it's worth it.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. So I would do infrared there, but I just like doing it after I work out at the gym.
Yeah.
Spikes your growth hormone levels if you do it post workout.
Yeah.
And then I'm already sweaty, so it's just perfect. And then I'll do my cryo usually a couple hours before I work out. You want to.
Oh, you do it before?
Yeah. You typically want to do cryo before working out.
Yeah.
Because basically, if you do cold therapy, it can hinder muscle growth by lowering IGF-1 levels. So you want to knock that out probably 4 hours before doing a workout. And then also, I just like the way cryo feels earlier in the day.
Yeah.
It just gets me dialed.
Yeah, dude, cryo. I actually have, there's a place up in, I guess it's like getting closer to Escondido. I don't even remember exactly where it is. It's actually more like Poway. But I bought a pack from this guy years ago. I only used 2 of the sessions because I'm never up there.
Yeah.
But dude, cryotherapy is legit. I just wish I could do it at my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I don't want to go all the way out there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the, but yeah. So cold therapy, like cold plunges and things like that, not good to do right after you work out.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. That's what, and I see a lot of
That's
people
what everyone
doing
does.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess that inhibits muscle growth, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be strategic with all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the thing is people, again, we're a lazy society when it comes to this stuff. We just think we can check the box and,
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it. Yeah, but yeah, I love cold therapy, man. It's one of the best things for joint pain, and it's just focus. The hot and cold therapy in conjunction is really good for dopamine. So yeah, I want natural ways to spike my dopamine and improve my focus, and not get it from the ways that everyone else is getting it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, you genuinely seem like when I look to model myself after people, I look at people that have what I want. Dude, you're in great shape, but you seem happy. Like you genuinely seem like a happy dude. Every time I see you, you're in a good mood, and it's not like a fake. Like you just seem like you got it figured out.
I have some things figured out, but I'm a student, and we're always learning. For a very long time, I wasn't happy. I was abusing drugs and alcohol.
Yeah,
I was in a perpetual state of losing, and it took me a while to figure it out, but you know what? Once you learn to know yourself and you don't need to use substances to self-medicate, then you get to a deeper level of understanding. You're kind of like the Buddha.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because you're not drowning out the noise, right? You're actually listening and kind of going through the storm or however you want to call it.
Yeah.
Are you sober? Or how long have you been sober?
5 years. Should be 8, but I had a slip up during COVID.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, so we talked about this.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sober, man.
Dude.
It's the biggest blessing in my life.
Bro.
I look back on those times and I'm just like, I had a blast. I should be dead, but I'm thankful for them.
Yeah.
Because without that struggle, I wouldn't be fit. I wouldn't have a clear mind.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the energy to do work on all the things I'm working on. Yeah, man. And I've helped a lot of people get sober too. And that's like one of the best things I think I've done is help some of my good friends get sober. And I talk about it all the time because a lot of people are going through that cycle. And alcohol consumption rates have gone down, but still it's a staple in our country. Yeah. And it's terrible.
Yeah. And you know I'm sober too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, almost 10 years, bro. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
I mean, but when you think about it, right? Like people focus on slip-ups and relapses, and they focus on like that one number, which is like how long you've been sober consecutively. But to me, it's like, okay, you had one slip-up in that whole period of time. Maybe you went for a month or a year. I don't know what it was. But like when you think about, you just take that out and you add it all together, like you still have a shit ton of time put together. And that's, and I don't mean... Okay, I don't know. People focus so much on that one number, but I think it's like, dude, think about every time you don't drink, it's like you're taking some sort of negativity away from yourself, right? So I don't know, dude, because I got sober at 23. I'm almost 33 now. I'll be 33 in November. Yeah, crazy. Dude, and
it's such a blessing to figure it out at a young age because at that point we hadn't done that much damage to our bodies. Like when you go to AA, man, you see people, you look at some people with the swollen legs. It's like, dude, they have cirrhosis.
Yeah.
And like, dude, they're a ticking time bomb. Like they're not going to be around, man. So like, if we kept doing that, that would have been us. Like you see older dudes who lost their house, lost their family, all because of drinking.
Yeah, bro.
And yeah, because I went to rehab at 26. So, but I started trying to get sober around 21, man. It took a long time, man.
Yeah. It does for most people. It usually just gets consecutively worse until you're like, all right, I can't do this anymore.
It's a slippery slope. And then, when I went back during COVID, same thing, just crazy 3-day bender, didn't sleep for 3 days, drinking, drugs.
Yeah.
And, dude, just right back to square one. I was like, it was quick. So I was like, yeah, man, I can't do this.
Yeah. I remember, and luckily I haven't, since I truly stopped drinking, I never even really, I don't know, dude. I think it just got so bad where I was like, there's nothing, you could literally hold me at gunpoint and try to get me to drink. I don't think I would do it.
Yeah. And
I think I'd let somebody shoot me first. Yeah.
100%.
But when I look back on all of the times, and like you said, like, okay, everybody acts like it's like the worst thing in the world, and it is, but some of my best stories came from those times.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just happy that I cut it off when I did, because, you know, I don't know, you can't have the same thing happen to you over and over and over again and not eventually learn, right?
Yeah.
You don't, people who are going to survive don't survive that way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I look at I actually ran some numbers on, like, you know, because how often I went out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think about the amount of money you spend drinking, but you don't think, okay, maybe I smoke cigarettes when I drink.
Mm-hmm.
I get pizza and crappy food and order DoorDash. And, you know, you look at every other negative side effect that comes from it. And it's not just alcohol. Like, alcohol is just like the one thing, right?
Yeah.
But it breaks down your thought process and your judgment and all of that. And there's so much negativity that comes from it. I don't think anybody should drink.
Yeah. And then you're hanging out with losers too.
Yeah.
Like, you're not hanging out with winners who are trying to work on themselves in like win in life.
Yeah.
A lot of these people are just drowning things out, and they're living for the weekend, and they're not focused on building a legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
damn, bro. Yeah. It's I kind of forgot about the sobriety thing, but congratulations,
yeah,
bro. Like,
thanks, man.
dude, it is.
Yeah, got the Serenity Prayer pendant right here.
Dude, that right there, when I walked into AA for the first time, I can't tell you how much that helped me, because, dude, I was going through a dark time when I got sober, bro. And
oh yeah, me too.
You know, they say, like, you got to kind of go through that to get
you have to
get back out, but
you have to hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
I think hitting rock bottom, regardless of whether it's with drugs or alcohol or like some other issue in life, I think it's very important, because when you hit rock bottom, you can only go up from there.
Yeah.
And these struggles build character.
Yeah.
It builds a lot of character when you're controlled by something on the outside of you. Like, it's basically like being possessed, man.
No,
like,
it is.
You're
I mean,
controlled by a demon.
They call alcohol spirits for a reason, bro.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother rabbit hole. But that dude, and I had some experiences before I got sober that made me question how I perceive the world, man.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole nother world out there that we can't see.
Yeah.
And it's real.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We got to shoot another podcast, because
we will.
I didn't expect to go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah,
but
man. I love talking about this, man, because, like I said, a lot of people are struggling, and a lot of people, they see me now and like, yeah, I'm fit. I'm working on things that are important to myself and other people. But dude, I was a junkie, bro.
Yeah.
I was a degenerate, man.
Yeah.
For a long time. And, you know, people forget about that, or the people that I've known for a long time obviously know, but
yeah,
not everyone does.
Yeah. It's funny, because especially the more time you get, the more distance you put between yourself and that person that you were.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so funny, because when my friend, you know, when I meet people now that meet me, they see the businesses, they see, you know, relative success compared to maybe the average person. But when people that knew me before, who knew what I was like when I was 18, 19, 20, up to 23, they're like, dude, the fact that you're alive is just crazy. Yeah. I'm sure it's the same for you too, you know?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude, if you're thinking about getting sober, like, just do it. It is one of the things that you think that your life is over when you do it. You're like, well, I'm never going to have fun again. And then you realize, like, you weren't even having fun in the first place for the most part.
Honestly, the first couple months are tough, but that's just because your brain is healing. You know, your brain and body, the longer you abuse drugs and alcohol, the longer it takes for your brain and body to get back to normal. So you have that stress point in your brain. It just completely changes. I think it's called the hedonic set point. Mm-hmm. So you have this, it's like a dopamine related thing in your brain. And when you drink and do drugs, it completely changes, and it takes a long time for that to get back to normal. Yeah. So once your dopamine receptors have healed, and they can, especially if you use like peptides and stem cells and other things to make them heal. Yeah. And NAD+ is another good thing for people in recovery. Right. But yeah, all these things can help you heal faster, and then you just got to work on yourself. You got to learn, you got to meditate, you got to learn to be present and not let your mind take over, especially in social situations, because a lot of people get social anxiety, and you just realize your brain is overreacting to things. Your brain is designed to look out for the predators in nature that are coming for your throat. Yep. Like, humans have changed a lot in the last 10,000 years, but our brains and our physiology has not changed very much.
Dude.
So once you become aware of that and you work on your mindset and you understand the way your brain works, then you could do anything sober.
Yeah.
Like I go to Vegas sober.
Yeah.
I do everything sober, man. I go to festivals.
And you still have fun.
And I dominate them
Yeah.
even more than when I was drinking and doing drugs.
Dude, it's like, you know what I've noticed is when I go out, because I never, when I decided to stop drinking, people would be all weird, like, oh, you care if we drink? Dude, I don't care. You can smoke crack in front of me. Like, there's nothing that's going to make me like, you know, that was never an issue for me. But it's funny because when I go to places like Vegas, when we go to places where people are drinking and in that environment, dude, it's like walking normal pace through people that are walking in slow motion.
Oh yeah.
You know,
100%.
like it's, and then you realize like, holy shit, like I was, you know, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun.
I was even worse than those people. Like the people in, I was the moron, like breaking stuff on my head and
hell yeah.
Yeah. Just going berserk, just acting a fool, man.
Yeah.
So it is when you're sober and you're looking at people that are drinking, it is crazy, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
You know what I've realized is when I look at a lot of people that are successful in business and especially like people that have sort of made something from the ground up, I've noticed there's a lot of people that have also struggled with drugs and alcohol.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I realize, and something just kind of clicked when you said the whole thing about working your way up from rock bottom, like the only way to go is up. I think for people that have been there, when you go into business, it makes like your perception of things going bad and other people's are completely different. So like I can probably deal with businesses failing left and right because I know eventually one will take off.
Yeah.
You know, but if you haven't been to rock bottom, like real rock bottom, I think that's a lot harder for the average person to take risks.
No, that's true. Yeah, when you've dealt with those stresses, you're able to handle stress a lot better.
Yeah.
And I think handling stress is one of the most important things as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know, it's not easy to be an entrepreneur. You have to kick yourself in the ass every day. There's no one there's no one directing you on what to do.
Yeah.
And it's another thing, like, a lot of entrepreneurs do have issues with drugs and alcohol. A lot of them also have ADHD and other types of like psychiatric issues.
Yeah.
Because I think the issue is like at a young age, a lot of these we're forced to be in a box in the education system, and all the kids that are acting out, I'm like, dude, these are going to be the future entrepreneurs. They're not designed to listen to other people. They're designed to be creative and solve problems and change the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's another issue with the education. I mean, we could go on a huge rabbit hole about that, all the weird stuff going on
there. Square peg in a round hole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I mean, dude, don't even get me started on the education system because it's, again, like it, you know, and it's left over from like the Industrial Revolution, right? Like the bell, right? It
was all designed to have assembly line employees.
Yeah, exactly.
So it hasn't changed at all. And they teach you the same things over and over. It's like you learn U.S. history like 4 times in there. Why can't you throw some financial education, some psychology, some sales, some public speaking, skill sets that actually can get you paid and make you successful, the things they don't teach you in school.
Yep.
Like the soft skills are the most important things.
Yeah.
And you don't learn any of those in school. You learn a lot of theories that aren't rooted in facts and statistics. And they don't teach you how to be a free thinker.
Yes.
Like being a free thinker and questioning everything that you hear, even the things that I say on this podcast, question everything I say, go out, look for research and formulate your own opinion based on a multidimensional view of the world.
Yep.
Like Charlie Munger talks a lot about that. When, Warren Buffett's business partner, one of the best investors of all time, having a multidimensional view of the world where you can, use multiple disciplines to formulate your opinions and theories, I think is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said before, like the United States, and I think the world in general is so brainwashed and we're pushed from an early age to think a certain way that most people can't think for themselves.
Yeah.
And like you said, like those kids that are running around, they're causing trouble. They're the outlier and other people look at them like they're doomed, and they end up, if they can get it together, being the most successful because they think differently and they see things that other people don't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's true.
How old are you?
34.
Okay, so we're about
I'll be
the same age.
35 in November, man.
Oh, no way. November what?
Middle age, November 9th.
Okay, nice. I'm the 11th. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, dude. I bet when you were a kid, did you?
Dude, I was in a lot of trouble as a kid.
Me too.
Yeah, I probably still hold the record of suspensions at Marshall Middle School, dude.
Bro, it's funny because I fought a lot when I was younger, when I was, in middle school and high school. And I knew like, okay, I can get into it this many times, this amount of times a year without actually being kicked out of school. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost got kicked out. I brought an airsoft gun to school. I brought it to give to my friend, and some nerd snitched on me. But yeah, man, I nailed my principal in the head with a water balloon, a slushie, threw stink bombs in the bathrooms.
We would have been friends.
Yeah, dude. I was very, very impulsive and didn't think.
Yeah.
Before I acted, I was just doing what I thought was funny. A lot of other people thought it was funny too.
And it probably was funny.
It
dude.
was,
like,
man.
If you could see a video of yourself back then, you'd be like,
oh man.
Okay,
Yeah.
Did you ever have any head injuries when you were younger?
No, I did crash a dirt bike later in life, laid it down going probably 70.
A dirt bike going 70.
Shattered my left foot.
You were on dirt?
Broke a rib. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I was hauling. It was right after it rained.
70 on a dirt bike is, that's pretty quick.
Pretty fast. Yeah. And I hit a puddle hydroplane just right down on the side.
Damn.
I hit my head pretty hard. I don't know if I got a concussion. That's probably the only bad head. Actually, I did break my nose a couple of times. I might have had a concussion. Never.
Well, because the frontal lobe, right? Like the frontal lobe controls like our judgment and our decision making. I had a couple head injuries when I was younger. Like one when I was 7, really bad. I was unconscious for over an hour. Like it was bad.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. It was crazy. And I think that a lot of my behavioral issues kind of started from that when I was younger. And I had to learn how to like take a second and like think things through. So I'm always curious when people are extremely impulsive, if that's something we're born with, or if, cause dude, you hit your head every now and then when you're a kid, like you never know how big of a difference that, I don't know. That's
that's a good thing to think about. Yeah. 'Cause I did get hit in the face with a baseball.
Yeah.
Shattered my nose.
Did you play football?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Just one year.
Yeah. Dude, I played from like 7 to high school, and you think about all of the little micro hits that you take just in practice and things that. And back then, like when I was younger, it was like just throw some dirt on it when you get hurt.
Football was a different game back in the day.
Dude, it was
man.
fucking brutal.
If you look at like NFL highlights from like the 70s and 80s, dude, it's a different game, man.
Yeah.
Those guys were insane back then.
Yeah.
Like now you can't spear people. The rules are just different. You know?
It's probably for the better.
Yeah,
but
it is for the better. But as fans, it's like definitely takes away from the quality of the product. But it is good for the players.
That's why the UFC is taking over.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, man. Yeah. It was the NFL was gory, man. But if the head injuries, we definitely got to do some hyperbaric, because hyperbaric is really good for your brain. So
okay, all right, let's figure something out. We'll get some cameras down there and maybe like record some content for both of us and make it a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, I'm down, man.
Well, Ryan, thank you for coming on. We're gonna have to do another one of these, and damn, dude, didn't realize this was gonna go. I mean, look, we already went 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So
fine with me. I'll be back.
Yeah.
I will be back.
LuxuryStemCells.com.
Yeah. LuxuryStemCells.com, and then PeptaraPeptides.com. We have a bunch of good anti-aging peptides, fat loss, focus, some GH boosting ones. So
cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
And all those, I take a lot of those as well.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
All right, dude. Well, you guys should be looking out for episode 2, because there will be another one of these. So Ryan, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Brother.
And if you guys are watching this on YouTube or you're listening to this somewhere, go into the description. You're going to see all of his social medias and the link to his website. So if you're interested in learning more about stem cells, learning more about the process, get connected with Ryan and his company, and that's it.
Awesome. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Good stuff.